All right, back here with you. Hey, everybody, DayTraderRockStar here. So I'm doing a video. I'm also live, so I'm doing this twice. I'm not really in the chat room, so I'm not going to pay attention to it because I want to do some editing in my video and making sure I'm concentrating and stay on focus, or else these things get out of hand. So we're going to just start off here. Video is going to discuss a few different things. Got a couple emails, questions about the bot. We're going to look at the bot performance today. We're going to look at the overall markets and anything else, especially just answering the emails. So if you're out there and emailed, you might, get this back as a response. I'll send it to you because I like to explain things better on charts instead of through just writing and stuff. But a good day today. Great day. Market ended up, near the highs. After hours, we are continuing to move up a little. We're just off the highs, and we're in the most bullish week in the markets. I mean, this is a pretty bullish week when we start off the mid-December pump and that ramp up. So that ramp up is really happening here, and we're just taking advantage of it. I mean, I think we just have to continue to wait for the super signals. If you're trading that type of trade, other than that, the buy and hold is great for stocks at this point. And the scalping is more biased to the upside. The market, and again, this is a great analogy that I saw in the futures room, that the market feels like someone's trying. It's like a volleyball, and you're trying to hold it underwater. It keeps on popping back up. So we're still going to look at that. So again, let's talk about making money now. I'm very excited about the results we're seeing with the super signal with the 300 tick chart. It was just outstanding today. I sent out some great Zello alerts. The Zello alerts, I really started to pick those up. I mean, there's more. I'll let you listen to them actually, and I'll explain what a Zello alert is. And before I even forget, let me get into this. The Bullinox, the prop account, has a new coupon. It has a new coupon. It's 75% off until January 2nd, but it's a special. It's a lifetime coupon. And it's good for all the options 1 and option 2, and it's recurring, so it doesn't default back up to the higher price. So for the lifetime of your account, this is a 75% off coupon. The DTRDEC is the code. I use that the Bullinox, and that way you get your prop account, and then you can apply the signals to the prop account, and that's why this all ties together so well. This is a match made in heaven. Apex is also having a similar sale, 71% off, and that's DTR Apex. Now, I've been hearing good things about Apex. I haven't heard bad things about Bullinox, but I've been, I still kind of hold both of these up at at a good standard. But I guess it's personal preference of which one you like. But that's the coupons for both of them. And let's see what else I was going to show you on that. I'll put the links in the description of the video too. The other thing is, and this is a good page. I started building this page up. It's about opening up a prop account and the different steps to take. And I have a couple videos explaining how to do the Bullinox account. And there's three videos up here that help to focus on qualifying a prop account and using the bot script. So there's a bunch of videos up here. That's under, and again, I'll put the link in the room because I don't know if it's attached to the site. I was just building it recently and I never really launched it, but it has a lot of good information on it. So I'll get it to you tonight. Deep breath now. The super signals and trading the futures was really here's today's market. We added the gate at 9 o'clock, and just as what I like to do with you, I like to kind of go over things. And before I go into the chart here, one of the emails I got, I think one of the members in the room, Void, he picked up a Bullinox 150K account today, and he was wondering, an account that size, what type of size you trade, and that's a decent size account. Remember, whatever you use to qualify is the one you get as your real account if you qualify. So it's important to kind of think that out in the beginning. Do you want to you most likely want to have as much money as you can if you're trading a real account. I mean, that's the whole object, is to blow this out of the water. So I definitely recommend the bigger the better. There's no risk to you other than just a little more monetary cost to the bigger accounts, but not too much. So the other thing is now, so the market here. So we're talking about the 150 account, and I'd say the main rule is if you have a HPS setup, that's when you switch over and you trade the ES versus the MES. I like to always keep it nice and calm and one step at a time and a slow process, never really risking a lot. But I have to risk more when it comes to a super signal like a 300 tick, because I'll get in them and we'll get out of them, and that's just the way I trade. So even myself, I'm not taking advantage of these bigger things. And I have to remember, sometimes I'm doing it on the prop account, sometimes I do it on my own account. But if I'm doing it on the prop account, I have to remember that this is not that, what did it cost? $29, $30? That's like having 1 point going against you on the ES. That's nothing, really. If you think about each individual trade, and you're worried about, blowing out, and you have a few $1,000, cushion, and you're just worried about it, you got to let yourself go on these. So when you get a super signal, kind of let it go. Keep a stop in at the lows to start off, and kind of just see how far we could go. Measure it out, feel the vibe, talk to me. Let these things go, because these are where you're going to get those big moves. And whenever you have that, and again, it all comes with a quad rotation. The 5 minutes already oversold, so you're going to get that bigger move. Anytime we get the super signal, it's with the 5 minutes, it's going to be oversold. So all the super signals, and if I bring it over here, while we're talking about it, this is this is today's chart. This is this was on the Rockbot right here. Let me see if I got everything on there. Can you see that okay? Yeah. So this was a Rockbot today. And this is on the 300 tick chart. So we'll go out. We'll start here, where we're going to start in the beginning of the day. So we're just going to say we're going to always look at these around 9 o'clock, 9:30. Now, there was nothing here, but I could tell you right away, looking at this chart on the MES right here, this is a divergence to me all the way, and that's why I like to be in front of the market. And sometimes the bot will maybe not pick up everything because of the criteria is so exact, and maybe this was a little higher, maybe it wasn't. It looks like it was dipping down here, and this needs to revolve. This needs to move up for 2 candles in a row. So that might have stalled it there, and it didn't trigger because of that right there. That's probably what it was on the 60-10. I need to have a continual move up for this thing to trigger. But this would have been a perfect setup. I would have called this. Now I don't think what time was that? That was right at 9:30. That was right at 9:30. And I was looking at the 1 minute chart at 9:30. So you see the divergence here on the 300 tick. Let's take a look at the ES chart now on the regular 1 minute time frame. That was right at 9:30. I'm just curious. So right here, let me zoom in here a little. So you could see it moved, and you know what? It was a kind of a steep divergence here. We had that low, and that candle came down, tagged that low, and at that point the stochastics were way up here already. So that was so steep you couldn't even notice the dip in it. This came down. This never even budged. That was super strong. That was your only opportunity, and probably your only clue that this was the beginning of something big. That was your only opportunity there. From that point on, it was basically gone. Till at this point, 10 o'clock, it pulled back a little, but it held a strong bull flag setup. And this is where we started calling the flags. So if I go back, did I start calling them there? Oh, here they are. Yeah. We look at the 10 o'clock, 10:30 to 10:35 bull flag. the 11 to 1135 bull flag. All these were pretty nice little flags with the embedded stochastic. Then we got into a downtrend. Then we had another Zello alert. So as the market is being tracked here, and we're seeing how, it's pretty easy to read some of this, especially the super signal right here. And that's a very good super signal. Then again, for those that may be not familiar with the new service that we kind of offer here, it comes with your membership. So if you're a member of Day Trading Radio, make sure you log on to the Zello network. The Zello network is an app on your phone where you get the audio alerts of the super signals. So if that way, I'm talking on the radio all the time, but maybe you're just not listening all the time. You don't want to listen all the time. Who would want to listen all the time to me? I mean, after a while, it gets boring. I understand that. But you don't want to miss the important things. And that's what the Zello app is for. The Zello app is only for super signals and anything special that happens in the markets. My communication tool with you out there. It's very simple. I don't intrude on you during dinner time. I don't wake up in the middle of the night asking you what, anything like that. You only hear from me during market hours, sometimes after markets, but only major market signals. And this is kind of what we are doing. So today I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I had 8 alerts today, or 8 updates. So let's actually let's listen to the first one. So this is something you would get. This is what you would get as a Zello, what's called a futures trade alert network, which is run here at Day Trading Radio. I am the dispatcher. So you have the app on your phone. You can keep it, the phone it never turns off. It kind of runs in the background if you allow it. That way you could always keep it by you. You could take it to the road, and you don't even have to be really paying attention to the market. But you don't want to miss the super signals. Who would want to miss that if you keep on looking at these charts here? If we look at this chart and you're like, every time you see that blue line, that market it just explodes higher. You just want to be, you don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss these moves. And then what if they come 2 or 3 times a day? That's what I want to be part of. And if you're a prop trader, you don't even care. You're like, yeah, let me get in here. Boom, put the set to stop. Let's see where it goes. Oh, wow. That type of trader is actually going to do better than someone watching the market around the clock, and just because you're going to get too involved. But these bigger signals here are just so good that you want to be involved. So that's exactly what the Zello alerts are doing for you, if you could dig that. This is what it sounds like. This is the live Zello, and they save it. So you could actually, if you miss them, you could go back to your app. It'll tell you what alerts were this. You could re-listen to them. You could communicate with me. But you can't. You can't do that. Here we go.
Good morning, traders. Futures are up big here. S&P futures right now are up 18, and we're flagging out here. We have what we call a 2020 bull flag that's setting up with the 60-10 stochastics above 90, and the 9-3 here heading back down to 20. So we're still looking at some strength in the market. No super signals as of yet, just been straight up, and that's it for now. And we'll be back with you with any super signals. Right now we have a bull flag setting up.
So if there's any important thing like that,
we continue to set up in bull flags here, 2020 bull flags. 60-10 stochastics are over 90. Markets holding the 20-period moving average. We're at the highs. Continue to look for upside here. All right, time is 12 o'clock. The market has pulled back to the 200-period moving average. We have our very close to our first quad rotation that's setting up. Needs to go down about another 2 points before we get a quad rotation, but beware for a bounce here.
These are playing one after another.
We have a quad rotation divergence super signal here, 4809. You can put a tight stop in here at 4808 just to protect yourself in case we drop down to the VWAP, which is at 4806. But right now we have a small little divergence here, 4809. Consider locking in some profits on that last divergence here as we move up. but the setup is still valid for some further upside. Just remember, always keep your trailing stop set.
And that was it. So that was the we had another quad rotation.
PM quad rotation setting up.
3:10 p.m. right here.
Coming into the last hour of the trade. Quad rotation, 48.12.
Well, you get the point. This was actually quite a few alerts. Normally, I only put out about 3 to 5 alerts, but you let me know. Give me some feedback. Actually, if you're on on the Zello network, how I can improve that. Make it better for you. Make it better for me. Or like you like it as it is. Should I be more concise? Am I missing information that I should put in there? I should probably put the time, stop, and stuff like that. I try to do that, but this has happened in real time, so I want to get that out as fast as I can, because when these super signals hit, they go. And they go like bat out of hell sometimes. So they start right off and they go, and lots of times, again, depending on what your parameters are, and that's the tricky part. The entries are going to be great. The entries are always going to probably give you upside. Sometimes they're going to give you upside until you get overbought, and then you're going to come back down a little, but you're always going to get in the right side of the trade 90% of the time. Now, is it going to get you to where you want to go? I don't know. That depends on the overall market conditions, the trend, the current trends and stuff. So if you have a downward trending market here, this is the key. This is a video I did yesterday. Every so often, you're going to have a market that's selling off pretty aggressively, typically because of news or something, and you have to kind of recognize that. But lots of times, you might get a signal still. Here, there was a slight little signal. You can see that 9.3 was embedded. This was oversold. This was just dropping into oversold. So we kind of qualified for that super signal right here. And we had maybe 2 candles to the upside. And right at the 2 candles, we got a fast overbought level. And this was actually pointing down. So this, whenever you have the 60-10 pointing down or underneath the 20, and you get a rotation of the 9.3 gets over 80. And while it gets over 80, this has not turned up through 20. Then it's advisable to take your trade off at that point. That is a sign that that's actually a bear flag. That's the opposite of what we've been trading to the upside. So these are bear flags, and they're very easy to read because they're the opposite of a bull flag. So even though there might be a time when this thing fails to follow through, you should be able to recognize that. And be able to recognize that and take that off, and then have everything else work for you. You just cut you just increased your percentage of profitability and success. Exponentially. Because not all of them are going to give you that signal, but a lot of them are. The only reason you're going to get a signal, first of all, it's going to be oversold. And there could be times when you get oversold multiple times and it continues, and the rotations are not that big, and it turns over and moves down again, and you get another signal, and you don't have your parameters taking that scalp or understand that you're fighting fighting the tide here. You probably could get run over a few times. But when you have that type of downward market, you look at that 9.3 and that 9.2 rotates up, and you're in a downward market and this thing is having a hard time, you should take it off. You should take it off, and that's your key. That is the holy grail key right there. Know when to cut your losses, because the profits will come. This thing is going to nail the entries, but it's understanding when it does not, and it does give you sometimes a signal in a downward trend. But you could understand that by looking at the stochastics here, pointing down, there's a rotation, and holding under the 20. Bear flag. Now the 1,000 tick, we don't even know what the 1,000 tick is looking like today. If the 1,000 tick and the 300 tick line up exactly the same time frame, it's a super trade. It's a great opportunity, and that's when we were talking about before. When should you, how many contracts should you use? How many, with a 150K account? Well, this one, I would never really, unless there was a perfect big wide divergence. You were just gambling and you understood that. You want to take profits. You want to get the move, take profits. But lots of times you probably could just ride half of these moves up and qualify on one or two trades. But it does require a little risk. First of all, you have to make sure your draw, even if it pops up and draws back down, each time you still got to watch that trailing drawdown. But again, I don't think you really have to. If you have a super signal, normally you could be getting 7-10 points pretty easily. You do that a couple times, and then I even take a look at the 5-minute chart today. I didn't even look at that, and that hasn't been giving us anything really. That seems to want one. I mean, that's a great setup right there. But you see, it's one setup last night. At night it was. I mean, that was perfect at night. But since then, there's nothing all day, it looks like. There was nothing all day on the 5-minute just last night. So it doesn't give as many setups. But again, it's not a bad time frame to keep running. Look at that. That was the bottom too. And even though it came back and caught a trailing stop here, overall that was the low. All right. I mean, that was the low. So you have all these opportunities. You have the 300 tick, you have the 1,000 volume, and the 5-minute. Understand the strength of the markets. How the trade is being taken. Is it being taken in a pullback in a bigger trend, or is it being taken in a strong downtrend? It's two different things. So that's the thing on that. And again, how many contracts? Just remember, super signals. You step up to the plate. You take the bat off your shoulder. You take a swing at it. This is what you're here for, and I think you can do it. I honestly think you can do it, and there's no risk to you. You have to let these things, work their magic. Where did this go? This one is in 89, and it went up here to 96, and then consolidated and 99. It was a 10-point mover over the day, but again, that's the 5-minute time frame. We're going to keep it on the 3-minute. Someone also sent me an email about using a different. I had to send out a shout out to Wanderer, who's qualified on his third account now. Third prop account. So congratulations, Wanderer, in the room. The other thing is, what was the other thing? Oh, Pilot, Texas AVA on Texas Pilot. We're going to just go with the Texas Pilot. Was using a different tick, and he was getting great results. And I was going to actually share that with you, but I'd have to scroll back into the chat room. I'm not going to do that right now. So I wanted to put that on the 300 tick. Again, if this market continues like this is just going to continue to be some nice upside. Very organized too. It's nothing out of the especially looking at that 300 tick chart. It's kind of organized. This is where we are right now. And again, that's going to drop off because market volume is going to drop off overnight. So you're not going to get too many candles, and it's not really going to be exciting unless we switch over to the 1-minute time frame, which we will do. And I don't recommend running the script on the 1-minute time frame, and I don't recommend running the script by itself. I recommend letting the script get you into a position, analyzing the trade, determining if you're going to be long. And what are the conditions? Are you long in a downward trending market that's pretty strong? Look for that bear flag. If that rotation happens fast and that 60-10 doesn't move, bail. You'll probably get out with a couple positive ticks. I mean, that's huge. That's huge if you could be able. That's like seeing the future. Now, I'm going back to see if there's any signals on the 1-minute time frame. There was one here, but you can see it was really nothing. It's a little too choppy, the 1 minute. It's not really ideal. You get a lot of crappy don't even see see anything there. Anyway, that's the market right now. I'll move that back over onto the Rockbot channel. That's on the Rockbot channel. If you're not a member and you want to get those Zello alerts, I didn't go to if you're a member, email me. If you're not a member, go to, I'm going to bring it up here. You don't have to, I mean, you could, even if you are a member, you could go there. Go to DayTradingRadio Patreon. It's a one way of kind of raising extra money for paying for server bills and stuff. So I made a Patreon site, but I offer good stuff on it. I offer the bot monthly, the monthly bot script. If you want to just use the, let me see what it looks like here. I'm bringing it up on the screen here. So you could do the futures trade alert network. This is Zello. It's $20 a month. All right. And again, I explained what you get. You heard it and stuff. Actually get some other cool stuff too. There's some t-shirts and stuff involved in that. But it's very, very valuable. I can't tell you how valuable this is. And that's where you would get it. Now, if you're a member of DayTradingRadio, you got it. You just have to set it up and send, and go, just ask me for the directions and stuff. The directions are on here when you join. It'll show you, there'll be a video how to set it up and stuff. It will be password protected, probably starting in the new year, meaning that members will, right now I'm not really protecting it too much, so people could actually just join up. But then we're going to have the password posted on the site, the DayTradingRadio site, and on the the member site here in the Patreon. That way, people will have access to it, because this is really valuable. And I started at this level as a beta. I said this is good. This will grandfather people in. If they want to be grandfathered in, this is the perfect time to get in. Like I always do, I hold it true. It's not the price. The price definitely going up, but the people who are in at this price are going to stay at this price. I said that. And these are the people who supported this project in the beginning. And if you're a member and you get it or automatically and you want to support the project and you enjoy it, I appreciate your pledge also. And if you like it and stuff. And then again, the Rockbot scripts for people out there not part of DayTradingRadio and they want to try it. It's $50 a month, and you get the super signal. You get everything that comes with the scripts and stuff. And I help you set it up. You give me your license code, and you get as long as you have them, you get all the signals. Bull bear flags, quad rotation, super signal 23. So that's that. That's on DayTradingRadio on Patreon. So there's that. Take a look at the FedEx here, which has gotten hit today. 252 now.